Hello, I'm very glad you decided to join us today. Today we are going to be reading a very exciting story. Let's begin.
Assalamu alaikum. Today we have Sarah al-Qafahi to help us read this story. Hope you enjoy. Assalamu alaikum.
Tale of a Fish. A very old and powerful community used to live around 800 BC in Nineveh, in an ancient town believed to have been on the left bank of the Tigris River, some 230 miles northwest of Baghdad. Allah sent the Prophet Yunus, Jonah alayhi salam, to this community to guide them on the right path.
Yunus alayhi salam did as Allah said and went to those people. He gave them his message and warned them to turn away from their wickedness. Yunus alayhi salam preached to them for a long time, but they paid no heed to his words.
When he realized that they intended to continue on the wrong path, he warned them about how bad their actions were, and that at the end they might be made to suffer. Angry and despairing, Yunus alayhi salam left these people. Yunus alayhi salam moved out of the city and headed towards the seaport, where there were ships tied up waiting to sail. One Yunus alayhi found was due to sail to a far-off land. He boarded the ship.
As soon as it was out of sea, the sky grew dark, and there was a terrible storm. The fierce wind began to whip the water up into huge waves, which crashed against the hull of the ship. As the storm grew worse, the waves became like towering walls of water, which came crashing down on the ship's deck. Sailors worked with all of their strength to try and keep the ship on course.
They even threw some of the cargo overboard to make the ship easier to control, but the ship's strong timbers seemed as thin as matchwood in the teeth of the storm. Soon they knew it would break up and they would all drown.
Thinking their ill luck was due to some slave having run away from his master, they drew lots to find the runaway and hurl him overboard. The name of Yunus was picked out in the draw, so he was forced to jump off from the ship.
As he struggled in the water, gasping for breath, a great whale appeared out of the depths of the sea and swallowed him up. The fish that swallowed Yunus alayhi salam may have been a sperm whale.
Such whales are known to visit the eastern Mediterranean Sea, which with their large throats can swallow the body of a man whole.
Suddenly, Yunus alayhi salam found himself in the dark, damp insides of the huge fish. He had not drowned. He was still alive. Now Yunus alayhi salam realized that he had left the people of Nineveh too early without completing the task assigned by Allah. As a rule, once it became clear that a nation had rejected Allah's message, the Prophet who had been the bearer of that message was commanded by Allah to leave, but only if he had done his very best to reform his hearers. Then Allah punished the erring people as a mark of his wrath. But Yunus alayhi salam had not waited for Allah's order. He had simply gone away, leaving the people of Nineveh to their doom.
When Yunus alayhi salam realized his mistake, he cried from the depths of the darkness, "There is no good but you. Glory be to you. I have done wrong." Allah heard these prayers, and the Quran said if he had not said he was sorry and glorified Allah in his prayers, he would have stayed in the belly of the fish till the day of judgment.
The fish, by the command of Allah, swam close to the land and brought Yunus alayhi salam safely on the beach, where he found himself under a tree called the Yatqin, gourd tree.
It shaded him from the heat of the sun while he recovered from his ordeal. It also gave him delicious fruit full of juice to quench his thirst.
Yunus alayhi salam then returned to his people and preached to them again. All of them, over 100,000, responded to his call. The lesson in the story of the Prophet Yunus alayhi salam is twofold.
Firstly, the great duty to deliver the message of Allah to others now falls on every Muslim. If we ignore this duty and become desperate, as Yunus alayhi salam was at first, we will be found guilty of not carrying out the task set for us by Allah.
Secondly, the courage which was shown by Yunus alayhi salam as he nearly drowned is a great example and shows us that we should never despair of the mercy of Allah. If we are on the right path and say we are sorry for our failings, Allah will help us as miraculously as He did when Yunus alayhi salam was saved from the raging sea by the giant fish.
I hope you liked our story. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow so you can hear some more. Oh, and if you don't want to miss it, why not go down, like, subscribe, and if you like, comment to let us know what you think.